What's going on? Captain Paul from the Talking Ship podcast. So let's get right into it. GoFundMe has decided to essentially freeze the account of the convoy truckers that are going to Ottawa, the capital, to protest the anti-mandates that are currently or were currently trying to be passed within the government. For y'all that don't know, give a short synopsis. Essentially, there was going to be a tax on unvaccinated people. They were going to try to approve. They were going to, in my opinion, do some unlawful and just downright disgusting things to everyday workers in in Canada. And let's just say that GoFundMe now has become, how would I say, complicit with Canadians' government, overruling, right, Canadian citizens' rights and freedoms. Now, for y'all that know in this podcast, I'm very, I'm down the middle. Certain subjects, maybe right, certain subjects might be left. But with this goes to a greater discussion of what is right and what is wrong. I don't believe any governing body should, mandate anything to be put in someone's body that they don't want. When something that has been unproven and not gone through the usual rigors, as usual, it shouldn't be government mandated. Now, if you have an individual decision to make and you want to make that decision of getting vaccinated, that's up to you, and I have nothing against you for that. But just as you have the right to get it, other people that may not necessarily agree or may not necessarily feel comfortable with putting a vaccine that's not tested thoroughly into their body, well, that's their right not to do it. And, this huge trucker convoy, and it's been mixed with the numbers, but, probably as of recently, about, I think, over 800 to 1,000 vehicles, some commercial trucks, and then also personal vehicles as well. And GoFundMe has decided to rescind the funds for the convoy. They have frozen it, and they're going to give it to charities of their choices. And I think that's the biggest problem I have with this, is that they're taking other people's monies and donating it to organizations that they didn't want it to go towards. I think this kind of signifies why you really shouldn't be using these crowdfunding websites like GoFundMe, because in their terms of service, they're pretty much, if they deem you to be in the wrong, they can kind of do whatever the fuck they want with your money, right? A lot of good has been done with GoFundMe, especially with people being very sick or, tragedies. But in this situation, I think GoFundMe has overstepped their boundaries, and I think it's disgusting what they're doing. Some people are going to say, oh, well, there's been, disgusting acts. There's been, people with, I guess, apparently Nazi propaganda or flags or swastika flags with the convoy. But that's, from what I've seen, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, has been in the very minority. I flip it on the head, and I would say, if this was a BLM protest and, when all that, rioting and destruction of property was going on, there was no means or no reaction from these crowdfunding websites to rescind funding for them, because then you would be looked at as racist. I think we're in troubling times, and I think it's just disgusting to see how you'll see a corporation do the government's will and just bend over backwards for it. Those people spent their own cold hard cash to fund something they believe in, and I think is right. I don't believe in these mandates at all. I just don't. I don't believe they work in the long term. There's, mental health is such a big thing these days, and if you've seen the last couple of years, the mental health of, not just Canada, but the United States of America, a lot of these countries that have been on these mandates, been on these lockdowns, it has been shown, have studies shown that people are more depressed than ever because you no longer have social interaction. You're now forced to essentially be locked inside your household. You're essentially, locked inside unless you, follow the government's orders. And this is, I'm proud of Canadians that have decided to stand up and kind of, protest these mandates peacefully. Protest this vaccine tax that they want, or unvaccinated tax they want to have pushed and go through their government, because I think it's just inhumane what Canada is trying to do. And I understand Canada has a lot more left-leaning policies, but I think the Canadian hard workers that actually, you know, essentially make this world go around are just sick and fucking tired of it, and I don't blame them. I would actually be kind of interested to think what you guys think down below. Do you think it was awesome that GoFundMe did this, or do you think like me, where I think just shows once again that, you know, these big corporations really don't give a fuck about your cause or your needs? They just, you know, hey, bottom line, and they're going to use your money, right? Your money to put it to a fund. It's something that they believe in. Who knows? Maybe that's, what was it, 7 million, I think, locked up still. Maybe that will go to BLM, and then when they, you know, tear shit up and burn stuff down, they won't go against it. And I'm going to make this very clear. I'm not against that movement. I'm fine with it. I think peacefully protesting is perfectly fine. But when you start destroying property, yeah, they should be held accountable. And, you know, people in the convoy are getting a little extra rambunctious and being disgusting. Actually, I shouldn't say rambunctious. If they're just being disgusting human beings, yeah, they should be punished for it. But to pull someone's funding because of a small minority for a cause that is kind of important, I don't know. I just kind of find is kind of pathetic by GoFundMe's part. So this is Captain Paul. I'm done talking my shit. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Peace.